Good afternoon, explorers, and welcome to Base Camp. My name is Katie, and I'm joined here with my friend Shane. We are going to be bringing out what we would call an ambassador here for about 10 to 15 minutes for you guys to get to meet him. He is one of my favorite animals to get to work with, so I'm really excited to get to share this guy with you. Hopefully he wants to partake. It is his choice if he wants to or not. But hopefully you'll get to meet our friend Rogue, who's going to be joining us very soon. Now, for those of you over here, you might get to see a little glimpse of Rogue before he makes his debut out here. He's newer at doing these presentations, so he is sometimes a little, if you will, stage shy. So we'll see how well he does. He's been practicing quite a bit lately to prepare for this. Now, these guys, I mentioned these are one of my favorite, well, I should say, they are my favorite animal. So now, as we're starting the program, I do want to divert your attention to my bosses being right behind you, so act like we're having fun. And I do need to tell you that my boss back there, I had to ask him for 18 years to get one of these animals, and we finally got one. But training sometimes takes a long time and a lot of practice. So Rogue has actually been here for almost 2 years, and we have been working on training and operant conditioning with him. So I'm going to take a minute to talk about operant conditioning and the training and what that goes through and why he's allowed to come out or not. It depends on his mood or his behavior if he wants to or not. So what we do when we are working with our animals is we ask them a behavior. And when they do that behavior, they get a reward for doing the behavior. Now, we actually use operant conditioning a lot in our daily lives. We just don't call it that. So, you know, how many of you guys out there have jobs? Are you operant conditioned to go to work? Do you get a paycheck? Because if you didn't, you probably wouldn't go back, right?
Choice of control.
Right, same with kids, right? We use a lot of operant conditioning. Sometimes you might get rewarded for good grades, or you go through potty training and things like that. But kids, did you guys know that you can train your grown-ups? Did you know this? Would you guys like to know how to train your grown-ups? Do you want to know the secret? So when your grown-ups do something that you like, if they're doing something you like and you want to reward them, do you know how to reward a grown-up? Do you know what they really like? They like it when you say thank you. So that is operant conditioning too. So there's different types of reinforcers. Oh, good, he's making his way out so you can see him. All right, so Rogue here is a North American beaver. So beavers are the largest rodent that we have here in North America. Does anybody know the largest rodent in the world? What is it? A capybara. Yeah, the capybara is about 150 pounds. So it's pretty big. Now the beaver, when they're full grown, can be anywhere from 50 to 70 pounds. Now Rogue here is only 2 years old, so he's got some more growing to do, maybe, hopefully lengthwise, not anymore widthwise. It's winter. Okay, we'll be nice about Rogue's weight right now. So hopefully he'll get a little bit longer, but he's only about 36 pounds or so right now. So he's going to get a little bit bigger than this. Now I mentioned that, again, I'm going to mention it probably a lot of times, that they're my favorite animal, and you might wonder why. So this animal is one of the softest animals you will ever meet. They have so many hairs per square centimeter. I actually looked it up the other day. It is over 120 hairs per square, 120,000 hairs per square centimeter.
He's got the choice to go back home.
Thank you, I'm going to go this way. It's all right. He's going to do this back and forth throughout the presentation, and that is okay. Sometimes he might get a lot of food, and he'll take it back to his carrier, but then he'll chew it up, and he'll come back out. That's actually a very natural behavior for a beaver. They want to take their food source to a place that they feel really safe to eat it. So that brings me to talking about what beavers do. Does anybody know what beavers build? Dams. Yeah, it's not a bad word when you're at the zoo, right? It's the 3 letters, not the 4. So yeah, beavers do build dams. But why? Why does a beaver build a dam? Does anybody know why? Because they hate running water? Is that why they do it? They're like, absolutely not, this river must stop. Is that what they do? No. They build that dam to slow down waterways so that they could build their lodges or their dens in the middle of that slowed down water. So their entrance actually underwater. So if a predator like a bear or a mountain lion or a wolf or something like that were to come along, really hard for that predator to get into that beaver lodge, into that beaver den. So that's why they slow down that water. But while they're doing that, they're actually creating an ecosystem for other animals to survive in. These guys are a keystone species, and they are so important to the habitats and here in North America. They actually create a lot of different waterways and habitats for so many different animals to live in. They are so, so important to our environments here in North America. Also important is a lot of people came to North America before the Industrial Revolution for what? Does anybody know? Beaver pelts. Yeah, having that soft fur, I was starting to talk about it a little bit. Having that very, very soft fur is what a lot of people came here for, was to trap the beavers. And these guys almost went extinct a long time ago. They are starting to make a comeback, which is pretty awesome because they found out how important the beavers are. In a lot of areas where they're reintroducing beavers, they're finding that they're creating that habitat and other animals are starting to flourish and come back to the areas too. So really glad these guys are making a comeback. Now, why else do I love them? Well, they're really cute, right? You guys saw him when he came out there, right? That face, really cute. He's a rodent. He's got those giant rodent teeth. And if he comes back out, you're going to get a chance to see them. They are bright orange, right? Has anybody noticed that about rodents before? Mm-hmm. So all rodents have a couple things in common. They have those ever-growing incisors, those big orange teeth that they need to chew on things. For the beaver, it would be trees, or today, cabbage. But also their front hands. I want you to watch as Shane's working with Rogue. He has the ability to grab his food and bring it up to his face. And that's what makes a lot of rodents very adaptable in living in different environments, is he's able to use those hands like that. Now, beavers have a couple other features that make them very useful for living an aquatic lifestyle. What do beavers have? Tell me.
They have a tail, and for danger, if one goes out to cut some trees, if there's a predator, then they'll flap
I love that. Yes. And so what we were talking about is what beavers use their tail for. Because you know what, honey, what's your name?
Sonia.
Sonia, a lot of times people say they use their tail for patting down mud on their dens. And then I know those people watch a lot of cartoons, because that's what happens in the cartoons, right? I was explaining how beavers use their hands. They're going to use their hands to manipulate things. But that tail is exactly what you said it was for. That tail is for an alarm call. It helps them to swim. But also, if a predator were to come along, they're going to slap that tail on the surface of the water. Has anybody here ever done a big belly flop in a pool? Yeah, and it makes a lot of noise, right? That's what that beaver, he's like, whoa, did you just realize we were here, Rogue? That's what that beaver tail is going to do too. He's going to slap it on the water. It's going to make a lot of noise. That way, if any of his beaver friends or beaver family are under the water, if they're on land or anywhere else, they're going to hear that slap, and that's going to mean that danger is there and they need to get to safety.
He's like,
so
I don't know.
safety would be in that lodge or under the water. A beaver can hold their breath for about 15 minutes. What? I know don't try it. It's a long time to hold your breath, and they're really good at. Beavers actually have an extra membrane that goes across their eyes that they can use like goggles. Their ears close up, and they have an extra layer of skin behind those front teeth so that they can carry things around under the water. And of course, as he's standing up, get a good look at those feet. Look at those back feet. You see how big they are? And they're webbed. So these guys are excellent swimmers. Not so great on the land. He can move fast if he wants to. That's about top land speed right there. Says, thank you, my mouth is full, I'm gonna go eat it, I'll be right back. So that's about top land speed for a beaver, but in the water they can move much, much faster. All right, you guys, well, Rogue is doing this, and Shane's doing a great job of training, so I'm gonna let you guys, give Shane a round of applause. He's a very patient guy over here. All right, but that means we have some time for some questions. If there's something anybody wants to know about beavers, because if not, I'm going to start talking about some really nerdy things with beavers, because I really like it. Go for it.
Is it true that toads make their nest?
Toads? Are you asking me about toads?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know much about toads. I don't know if I can answer anything about toads.
Do toads
Answer your toads.
do toads live in their dens?
Oh, toads live in their dens? I'm sure toads utilize the environment around a beaver dam because it slows down that water. So they like those the marshlands. Okay, phew. I thought you were asking a toad question. I was like, I don't know. Okay.
I'm the clarifier at times.
Ooh, do their parents teach them to build the dams? So technically, let me rephrase. There are two different types of beavers, of what they create, right? So beavers are going to either build a dam or they're going to dig into the mud cliffs of a river and kind of live in there. I do believe we have the digging kind, because these guys, I keep trying to get them to build a dam and they dig and make a huge mess every day. So it's kind of funny. But these guys actually, beavers live in a monogamous family setting, right? So mom and dad stay together for life. The babies will actually stay with mom and dad for up to 4 years or so. And they help to raise the next generation, the next kid, the next session of babies too. So it's a lot of similarities to kind of some of our upbringing, right? Any of you have to babysit little younger siblings before, once or twice, right? So it's kind of the same. Beavers do that. They live in these big family settings. So it's pretty fascinating what we have in common with them. Any other questions about the beavers? Yes, go for it.
Do they vocalize?
Do they vocalize? Are you setting me up because you just want to hear my beaver vocalization?
Maybe.
I've practiced here or there. I've worked with rodents for a long time. I'm actually pretty good at it. So beavers are very, very vocal. And this is part of the reason why I really like rodents. So one, they're super cute, right? We all agree it's the cutest animal you've seen today? Okay, just agree with me. All right, 2, they're super soft. 3, they're super moody. And they like snacks. So I have a lot in common with this animal. Now, beavers, when they get upset or when their siblings get too close or when they're eating or when they're, I guess it's just all the time that they're vocalizing, but they talk a lot. And if you're curious what a beaver sounds like, this is what it sounds like. They go, I don't know what they're saying, but I'm pretty sure it is, they're not saying nice things. So, I don't know, I don't really speak beaver other than it's really cute and I like how whiny they are. So I think it makes them a little bit more endearing. All right, yeah, go ahead.
What's the average lifespan of a beaver?
The average lifespan of a beaver. Now I wish the answer was forever. That would be my favorite. But these guys will probably live late teens to maybe 20 in managed care. So a lot of times out in North America here, they're not going to live as long. There are predators, there's disease, they can get injured, things like that. But when you live here, they have a pretty good care system set up, right? They've got room service, they've got exercise program managers, we've got veterinarians on staff, we have a nutritionist, and one of our beavers that lives here is actually getting acupuncture right now. So you know, that life expectancy can double, sometimes triple, when you're hanging out and have this good health. Now, Shane and I don't have the same healthcare plan, but the beaver has a great healthcare plan. All right, any other questions for us as he's kind of going back and forth? Yes, dear.
Do they live by the river?
Yeah, they will either streams, lakes, rivers, ponds, water sources, you name it. So beavers, by the way, you guys, if you want to try to imagine this, okay? Back before, long before, the gold rush and the Industrial Revolution, there was somewhere between 200 and 300 million beavers here in North America. Now, there's about 20 million beavers here in North America. So most of our land formations, things like prairies, are actually like collapsed beaver dams and lakes from a beaver. So these guys have transformed a lot of our native habitats here in North America. So these guys used to be everywhere around here. Yes, with the hat, with the unicorn hula hooping hat on. Yes.
What are unicorns?
Unicorn or beavers prey, yeah, or unicorn prey. I guess that's fine too. So they do not eat meat, right? Other animals like mountain lions will eat a beaver, but beavers like to eat different types of veggies and things like that, and trees, right? I do not suggest any of you go chew on a tree. Our teeth are not strong enough for it. Theirs are coated with a lot of iron. That's why they're so bright orange, because of all the iron deposits in their teeth. But they can chew, they like to chew the bark off of a tree and then get that really sweet cambium layer that's underneath the bark. That's their favorite thing to eat. Okay, I've got 3 more questions and then we're gonna head in. So we'll go pink shirt, black shirt, white shirt. Okay, he's gonna leave, but I'll take these questions.
How long do they stay awake?
How long do they stay awake? Oh man, it depends on the week. That's why beaver training takes a long time. Sometimes they sleep for a full week. It's really great. They really like sleeping. So ask Shane and I how this project for us is going. So we have to be very patient. So yeah, so what's your question?
How many years stay until they're done?
How many what?
Your trees stay tuned to die.
Oh, how many years until they die? Yeah.
Oh, like almost 20 or so. Yeah, okay, and last question, what's your question?
How long does it take them to build a dam?
How long does it take them to build a dam? That is a really good question. I think it takes a pretty long time. There is actually, and I think to answer that question, and I think parents can relate to this, I don't think they're ever done building a dam, right? It's something they have to keep working at, they have to check on, they have to fix it. There's actually a dam, if you Google it, there's a dam in Canada that you can see from outer space. So I think that they're still working on that one. It's pretty big. All right, you guys. Well, I think Rogue is done. I want to thank you all for joining this afternoon. Thank you for being allies for wildlife. We couldn't do what we do without you guys being here. So thank you for joining us. I got the next program. It's at 2 o'clock at our Wegeforth Bowl area. And if you have any last questions, I will be more than happy to answer them once I go off the mic. Have a good day.
Thank you.